table. Right. So the beginning of this recording is just me being silent for a bit because I have to bring myself down. I use the metronome, to bring myself down into the appropriate state, and then I invoke Emmanuel, and his energy comes in me, so it takes a couple of minutes. All right.
Okay, one question. How long should we keep this so I have an idea, mindful of your energies and all that?
Let's see how we are at half an hour. All right, with me. Okay.
Sounds good. Yep.
Um, and then we'll go past that. Generally, they always say never do any of this work for more than an hour, because it can start being corrupted after a while. So anyway,
Okay.
let's try for half an hour. Our beloved Adam, so happy to be in your presence today. Is there some way we can be of assistance to you?
Um, yes, I have a couple questions I'd like to ask. My first question is this being, her name is Malia Alum. If you're able to tell me if there's any lives in the past I've had with this person, and if so, what can I learn and heal from those lifetimes and apply it currently in mine, please?
Oh, yes, you are sacred souls. Sacred in that you've shared lifetimes together. Important lifetimes. All of lifetimes are important, of course. But you shared lifetimes that were deeply spiritual and enriching. You might consider that this lifetime you share now will be a little more challenging, spiritual for sure. You have signed up to push each other to be better versions of yourselves. And you have a role in that too, Adam. It's not just one way. Being better versions and being pushed to being better versions can be irritating, might elicit frustration or anger. But isn't that how growth occurs? Remember, there's a deep, abiding love under the relationship that is emerging between the two of you in this lifetime. Whether or not you consciously feel it, it is there. We invite you to step into this relationship and learn all that you can from it and use it as a vehicle of growth for which it was intended, dear Adam. We welcome this to be a dialogue, dear one. Feel free to comment, respond.
It seems to be that this person is never satisfied with her life, and I'm wondering how this all relates to me and how I can, what's my part in this, and how could I be of any assistance to her and myself.
Teacher. You are a teacher. A teacher is simply one who demonstrates love and operates from the perspective, the embodiment of love. She is on her own path. It is not up to you to change your path unless you feel deeply compelled to. But your contract with her was to be unconditional love, non-judgmental love. In simple terms, to be there for her when she needs you, and to step back and let her explore these challenging life lessons that are in her journey, which can be difficult for people who share many lifetimes, who have this deep resonance that they are to be of benefit to each other. Sometimes being of benefit is just to be there when needed, not to not to feel that you can change her. Because as we know, you are well aware, change comes from within and at the pace that the soul wants that change.
Thank you. Can I ask how many lives I've had as a soul that I'm in?
– 1813. Give or take. We always say that because souls can blend with other souls sometimes. But you have had many incarnations.
Are any of these incarnations in on other planets?
We'll associate other lifetimes with planets, but really it's with civilizations, dear one. You have been, your derivations include blue avians. You have a strong connection now to Pleiadians. Who are part of your family, your guides. You have spent time in other civilizations as well, sometimes as a visitor, learn, experience. It's in a spirit of collegiality. Also have a strong connection with Sirius and the Syrian beings. These connections are strong. You do connect in your dream state. Have a very vibrant, what you might call dream life, which is very real, where you go back and reconnect with your blue avian family and continue your associations with other civilizations throughout this wonderful, sparkling, indescribable universe. We hope that helps you, dear one.
It does, thank you. Have I have I had a incarnation with Yeshua ben Joseph?
You're of the same approximate age as Yeshua. You knew each other as children. You became a follower of his in his in his circle. You were Peter, dear one, his close followers. you were tall, very well respected by Yeshua, and was one of those that carried on his ministry after he ascended. It's difficult the years following his crucifixion. However, he remained in what is in Israel, what is now Israel. And was you were persecuted for your faith. You remained strong. And was well regarded in your community. A very proud lineage for you to come from, dear Adam. We are back. Happy to continue this dialogue.
Thank you. Can I ask about Randy Susan Shapiro? Was she part of my soul family, the Palladians? What has been my past with this being?
You are from the same soul family, what you might call a larger soul family, as it ripples out. Sometimes souls become very close, other times they diverge, their paths diverge for a bit. your paths have diverged, but are realigning. Emotions have been to your shared blue avian lineage. Although she is a galactic wanderer as you are, dear one.
Could you please repeat that again?
She is a galactic wanderer as you are. You share blue avian lineage, but you both visit other civilizations and learn from them. You might call her a colleague, suppose a very 3D earthly term, but a fellow wanderer that have connected together in this lifetime of yours. Is that helpful?
Yes, thank you. How are you feeling, Laurel? It's 30 minutes.
It's probably enough, I think, this time. If you want to just converse with Emmanuel for a second, that's fine for a bit. You're Adam. Know you are supportive. Know you are a bright, bright, shining star in the galaxy. Know that we care for you. We're proud of you. We cheer with you. We are there when you are, as we might say, a little down. You are never alone. We look forward to connecting with you again. We feel you would be a profound, excellent channel yourself, beloved Adam. And in your future, we hope to have that association. Blessings of love and light. You're a galactic wanderer, are you?
Thank you.
Did any of
Thank you,
that
Wendy.
resonate with you?
All this is new to me. I kind of, when I ask these questions, a part of me feels guilty. Like, you don't need to ask these questions because, you know, what is most important is this lifetime. But for me, this is helping me on my journey to see the bigger picture. And I say that like it really, this really means a lot to me because it's opening me up to so much more. I mean, I can't even, opening me up to so much more than this lifetime that I've lived, um, experienced, because it seems like I'm putting so much pressure on this lifetime to do everything I can to heal. As you can see, I've taken on a lot at this lifetime to heal and to release this karma. So it really feels good to hear this because I can feel it in my heart, and so if it's helpful and if it can apply to my lifetime to currently now, how I see um, these people, um, that's all that matters to me,
Yeah.
you know. And so,
Well,
and so I don't know, like this is all like when you say that when they said 1836, give or take lifetimes, I was like, wow, that just okay. I've gone through this a couple times. It's okay.
well, and as Wendy will always say in Metatron and that she channels and uh, always use your discernment, right? So remember, it's coming through my filter. So I think the takeaway for you is that you've had a lot of lifetimes, whether they're 1800 or 2000 or whatever. It's it's a lot. Um, and there's because I'm still working through my own blocks too, right? So there is some information that maybe is not coming up really well for me. That's why I would sit for a bit and see what really resonates and what comes up. You'll find someone like Wendy because she brings Metatron through, and hey, you're talking to the master there big time,
Mm.
and she checks out. She doesn't even remember what she says afterwards. That's the depth of her channeling. So
And
yeah,
that's a trance channel where they don't remember.
trans. That's right. Yeah, or a full body channel, whatever you want to call it. So, um, but yeah, and also they won't. They only receive. They only give information that they feel is enough for you at that time, Adam. Like I started this most recent part of my journey about 15 months ago, and they gave me little tidbits, right? Just tidbits along the way from a trance channel from Lynn. And so I'm going to go back next week and have another um, reading session from her and see where I am now. Um, but yeah, they don't like give the whole playbook in one go. It's just that's been my experience and what people will say because I'm sure you couldn't handle the magnificence that you are, and I can't handle the magnificence that I am, right?
Yeah.
It's like,
And that makes sense because my first Akashic Records reading session was with Claire, who was in class, and I asked, what happened to me between the ages of when I was born and 5 years old in this lifetime, and they said that you're not ready, you know, and so I had to really take that in and just play with that and just keep on doing what I'm doing, and then you know I asked again in another session, and more came through, you know, and so now it's giving me permission to be okay asking questions and trusting what comes through, and knowing that's exactly what's needed, but to follow the breadcrumbs and don't stop. That's why I reached out to you because um, I have um, pretty strong amnesia, so like we all do to a certain degree, and it's just it's so um, this is a new this is all new for me, and it's very 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 exciting. It's like all this stuff I'm interested in, and I read and I'm like, oh, why am I so interested in it? And like this is my spiritual path, and it's becoming so much more fun,
Yeah.
and almost it's like it almost seems like all this is like science fiction, but it's not, and it's just so it's so magical, and I'm just getting to the tip of it.
Yeah.
Like it's very exciting, you know.
There was a couple things I want to mention. It was last week, and I'm in the Pathways course, right? And so there's lots of channeling happening for Lynn and Wendy, and we get to ask questions and stuff. And one person asked, I think it was Metatron, about what does it really mean to remember, right? And what are we supposed to remember? Because they're always talking about, being that we should be remembering. And he said, not remembering specific events, you're remembering basically the feeling of who you were, the spiritualness, I guess you might want to call it, or whatever, which was really helpful to me, actually, to think at it from that way. I shouldn't be so focused on specific lifetimes I may have had. It's bringing back where I was at, mentally, spiritually, emotionally at that time, and remembering that, and like being accepting of it. The other thing is that I'll tell you about discernment. So about a year ago, it was either Jill or Claire, I forget which one, and both, they're just wonderful, wonderful channels. But I did ask about a lifetime with Jeshua, and she told me that I was um, we were boyhood friends, and but that I really was upset when he went on a spiritual path and left me out of it, and and that resentment continued on in my life, and so I could never really accept him as a.
Mm,
And then I find out that through Metatron, actually, and I followed the breadcrumbs and eventually got him to confirm it, because he'd give me little tidbits, right? That my relationship was as Marian, who was a cousin of Jesus, who was very much in love with Jesus, as Mary Magdalene was. Uh, and that's where the constraint maybe came in, because I was as Miriam was rejected, or felt rejected, because to the I can't imagine anybody feeling rejected by Jesus, but didn't happen the way that was envisioned. So yeah, so that's why I say use discernment. Take there are kernels of truth in everything I've told you. Um, but uh, whether that not they've gone through a filter of my own, I don't know. I felt strongly that you were in a close inner circle. Were you Jesus? Were you Peter? An aspect of Peter, one of the disciples? I think so. That's what I was getting. But check it out. With I'd say check it out with the trance channel. Don't because that's something that's really important um, that will stay with you if indeed, you are an incarnation or an aspect. You carry the energy of one of the disciples in such a close fashion.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah, I like what you said because um it's helping me see that it's all based on feeling, and that's why it's very important for me because I can feel a lot of this stuff, and the other stuff I'm not quite sure, and I don't
Mhm.
know if it was my filter, but some things I wasn't quite sure, and but that's what the sermon's about, and knowing that this is not the absolute because it might be different or it might not be. I don't know, but it's good to start somewhere, you know, because I just have fear asking these questions. I'm like, oh, I don't know if I should ask this question, and it's too, like I don't know, and because this is still new for me, so just the process of asking questions that I have some resistance, or I shouldn't ask this question, or it's too many
Mhm.
questions, or this is too
Mhm.
specific, or like, am I asking the right question, and all that. So just to um, kind of like free writing, this is helping me just
Yeah.
trust,
Mhm.
just trust it, and like I said, the breadcrumbs are not the absolute, you know, um, truth, but feel into it, and
Mhm.
get confirmation. Um,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. And I know it's all very exciting though. With Wendy, her I think her offering was an Akashic reading, which she does trans channel for. And so you can always, what I did when this happened like a year and a half ago with me and Lynn, I asked who I was speaking to, because remember, it's masters, teachers, and loved ones, right? It's not here where I'm channeling Emmanuel. She's going to be opening up your records or other. And she's a person that you can actually ask who you're speaking to, and that person will respond. So my guide was Macondre, and I wrote it down very precisely afterwards. And I found out online, when I went to the round table, who Macondre was eventually. It took me a while to sort it out, but yeah. So mhm,
And you said that her pathway class, is that what you're currently doing right now?
I am. Yeah.
Is that similar to what Jill and Claire teach, or
No,
is this no?
no, we're there's 6 ascended masters. So there's Yeshua, Mary Magdalene, Hathor. Those are Lynn channels, and then Metatron, Melchizedek, and Elijah are the ones that uh, Wendy channels. And I was ordained as a priestess with Melchizedek, um, which is something that if you ever feel called to do, you can do it through Lynn. There's one man in the States who does ordinations. But anyway, because I don't know, I'm only bringing it up because I sense it's something that's germane to you, Adam. Otherwise, I wouldn't mention it.
When you say that's germane, what do you mean?
That means it's yeah, it's something. I'm not saying it randomly. Something's telling me that I should tell you, right? Um, but in any case, what we're doing is it's actually a 4-year program. We're just doing 1 year at a time. It's a pathway of the initiate this year. So we're learning basically the practices of the Essene community, which is the community that Jesus grew up in, right? And so it's everything from, we do a lot of breath work, we're opening our chakras, we're working with crystals, chanting, toning, different ascended masters bring in different consciousness into us. Like during the eclipse, we had our personal unconscious, and then they went to the universal unconscious to kind of protect us from the energies. There's just so much. We do a lot of reading. We're practicing mindfulness. I learned the Aramaic alphabet. Oh, can I say the Aramaic alphabet to you?
I would love to.
Okay, I might stop for a minute because okay. Aleph, Bet, Gimel, Dalet, Hey, Vav, Zaiden, Chet, Tet, Kaf, Chet, Kaf, and I'm missing one at the end there. Chet, Chet, Tet, Kaf, Lamed, Mem, Nun, Sameth, Ayin, Pi, Sadiq, Kuf, Resh, Shin, and Tav.
Well done.
Thank you. So we're learning about a big part of this trimester has been learning about the Aramaic alphabet, which is really the light language that God chose for I guess it's throughout all of the universe, not just for us, but it's each one of these letters are energy and they're specific energy. So my letter that is connected with me through my incarnations is pi. It's the 17th letter of the Aramaic alphabet. And yeah, and then I work with the letter Kaf and this crystal, because amethyst is the crystal associated with pi for me. And I do prophecies with that, look forward-looking prophecies. Uh, we use Moldavite, Shungite to clear our chakras with another letter with the Aleph, the first letter of the alphabet. And these are powerful clearings for me. Like I really feel them in my body when it happens. I don't think that would have happened a year ago, Adam. So it's all a process, right? And last year, I started with what you learned from Jill and Claire, and then went into a year-long program, which kind of embodied all of that, but we went a little bit further. And from that, there was a few of us that stepped up to do this pathway course. And she intends to offer it again.
So
So
she'll offer it again in probably 3 years then.
no, no, I don't know it. She's been talking about next January. Like it'll always be a January, it'll always start in January. Um, but yeah, so there's lots out there. And like she's not the only show in town, right? It's just that Lynn and I have Metatron said have had over 200 lifetimes together. We really have conflicted this lifetime, but we're together. We keep apologizing to each other. we keep we
Wait,
keep soldiering on.
you and who?
Lynn, Lynn,
Ah,
Lynn Eastman, Laborde, Lynn Laborde. Yeah, the other trans channel.
and
So,
I'm just curious. Did you find Lynn first before Jill and Claire?
yeah, I did.
You know,
Yeah, I found Lynn through the Tina Spalding's community.
hmm.
Are you part of Tina Spalding's? Of course,
Yeah, I've read her autobiography of
yes.
Jesus,
Yeah.
um, but I haven't read any of her other books.
Well, she has a Mighty Networks. So if you go to channelingjesus.com, she's got a Mighty Networks community, which is when I left, I had over 1,000 members. It's a pretty thriving community there. It's all based on A Course in Miracles. You get a membership for $30 US a month or thereabouts, and it gives you access to two channelings a month from Yeshua, Jesus. Uh, yeah, and she has workshops and things like that, and retreats and all sorts of stuff happening. So that's where I found Lynn. Lynn left that community, and I actually have as well. And I followed Lynn into Soul Mastery University in her, yeah, what she's doing now. So,
Yeah, I've really adore Lynn and think she's at times she's kind of scary.
oh, she is, she can be.
W-
Yes, she can
Um,
be.
but obviously there's something in me that obviously there's a reason why, but then other times kind of I'm blown away. And when she did a reading, Akashic Records reading, like the first time I went on a Friday, I didn't have the reading, but I was celebrating for the other person. I was just so excited because I could feel the energy.
Hmm.
Everyone did, and that's just really
Yeah.
exciting. It just it saddens me, and I don't know how. I'm assuming she's very busy, but when I told her my situation about my my finances, she said that she pointed me to others that would be willing to work to work with me. So I'm still swallowing that, and just realizing that if it's meant to be, it's meant to be,
Yeah. She,
and just trusting it. So
she's a business person. She totally is a business person, dear. Um, I mean, that's a part of her. She's an entrepreneur. She charges a lot. Um, and
yeah, yeah, I didn't want to say that because I know you're in the class, so I didn't want to
oh
like
no, I
make
mean, hey,
judgments.
listen, not only does she charge a lot, but because I was so invested in her program, I worked less. She's cost me tens of thousands of dollars.
Oh, you said that you work less?
On my paid work, right? Because I'm so involved in this coursework with her.
Yeah.
I, yeah, I'm a consultant, so I work and yeah.
Well,
So
I applaud you because when I went on our website and I'm just like and now it makes sense and no judgment against her. I mean that's just what she does and that's okay. But just knowing it's not about the person, you know, like oh I need to meet with this person, only this person, but just once again trusting that whoever shows up will show up and that's you know best for me. You know, but
yeah,
that's just good. That's just good to know that you said that, you know, she's a entrepreneur and she's kind of like a businesswoman and that's okay. Now I can kind of like let that go because I'm wondering like my goodness uh just looking at the prices and now it just makes sense. And that's okay.
yeah,
That's okay.
yeah. So, but I don't know. And I just I chose to spend my savings on this, basically, you know, like and I'll probably work all my life. I'm 68 years old. I work full time. I have all my life. This is my 46th year of work. And you know, but I enjoy what I do. I in Indigenous health policy and stuff, and it helps me. I can continue working with Lynn because I have that source of income. So,
Yeah,
but we're all on individual journeys, and um, you know, if you sign up for her newsletter, she does offer like she had this crazy eights thing she was doing last month
I
for
did.
40. Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that like too late on Facebook and I was like, oh shoot. I didn't get it in the newsletter. I think I just signed up maybe about two weeks ago, but I have signed up
Oh,
for her newsletter. So I'm
yeah.
assuming it's in her newsletter too and not just on
Yeah.
Facebook since I don't really use Facebook other than Messenger. But now I mean I'm signed up and you know, it's all good, you know. I'm working with that's what I was saying this morning. I was working with someone on this like what is it, alchemical something healing. Um, and Jill told me about this person, and she's willing to work with me financially.
Mm.
And a lot. I've worked with her a couple of times, and it's there's been a lot of healing and things that it's gentle and it's slow, but that's where it's it's going and it's really built my confidence in knowing my guys, calling them in, giving me, you know, certain homework to do in between to you know,
Good.
Like Mary Magdalene's one of my guides, but there's still kind of a little like resistance in trusting her. I trust Mother Mary and I can feel her in my heart, you know, but just to know like certain like I've just been getting into um, these uh, these um these spirit guides just like maybe a month or two ago and it's just so wonderful now it's all coming like it's almost like can they see that like I'm having like I have Mother Mary and Mother Mary Magdalene like portraits and figurines and stuff so it's just great to just get that confirmation that's what I've gotten and that's perfect you know because it's a this is very like I said new to me and it's slowly building up to more and more just these gentle openings and awarenesses um,
Yeah.
and all that. And yeah, so I'm
Have
grateful.
you have you had the
Yeah.
opportunity to work with Joyce?
Um, the very beginning I did, but it was hard because I think she was in the hospital room, so
Yeah,
we
with
didn't we
her
didn't
your husband, yeah.
yeah, so we didn't have a whole lot of time to connect.
She yeah, she's great when it comes to processing. She's scarily clairvoyant to me anyway, because clairvoyance, like I see, but I don't see with the intensity that she does. I'm more claircognizant, and clairsentient. Um, yeah, you can get a lot from her, and she channels Antar as well. So
What's Antar?
he's a praying mantis, actually. He manifests as a praying mantis. He's an extraterrestrial. Yeah, yeah. You have,
Oh.
I'm sure, have guides at your round table that are like I have a spider, a lion, a dragon. So,
Yeah, that's funny that you say that because a white goose came in this morning as well, and Paulette was saying, oh yeah, he's quacking away, and it was just great because it just there was some fear, of going back to my injury when I broke my neck, and he started to come in and quack, and I just started to laugh, and so it's just it's amazing because I'm not aware of any of this stuff, and when it comes in, it just opens my mind, and I'm just like really really blown away. So I'm not yeah. So when you just said that, I was like, okay, like it could be anything, like because we're all
Mhm.
spirit, we're all soul, and we you know we manifest in different forms, but it doesn't mean really
Yeah,
anything if we're yeah. So
but no, she's there's a lot in Joyce, and if you wanted, and I'm sure I think her time's a little more available now. I think things are stabilizing with Barry with her husband. So she loves she loves doing this work. So
wonderful. Well, thank you, Laurel. I
yeah,
appreciate your
you're
time.
welcome. Okay, I'm gonna go eat supper.
Enjoy. All
See
right.
you around, eh? And
Yes.
come anytime, right? Anytime you need, reading or go to a round table with you, and that sort of thing could be fun.
Thank you. Thanks for the invitation. All right.
Okay, bye dear.
Bye for
Love
now.
you.
Love you too.